All right, we're going to talk you through the broad jump, and we're going to go through the entire thing here from the setup to the jump to the landing. Now, the broad jump is one of the best tests for complete explosive power in the lower body. Typically, the further you can jump, the faster you can sprint. So if you're a basketball player on a fast break down the court or trying to catch up as a defender to another player that has the ball, your ability to cover a short distance quickly. Of course, if you're a football player, football is played in really a 5 to 10 yard box for most athletes. The broad jump is going to measure that explosive power within that. So basically, again, the more explosive you are covering a broad jump, typically the stronger your lower body is relative to your body weight, as well as the faster that you'll be. So this is Tyler, and I'm going to coach Tyler through just a handful of things here. The first thing is the setup. So I'm going to have Tyler get right there on the line. Now, you want to crowd the line on the setup. You want to take every millimeter that they will give you. So Tyler's got his toes right at the edge of the line, which is exactly what we want. Okay, now the next thing is how far wide your feet should be. Just like the vertical jump test, you don't want them real wide because you lose your power. You don't want them real narrow because you don't have much power in a narrow stance. You want a moderate to narrow shoulder width stance. Again, the easy way to do that is just to hop up, and where you land naturally, that's about how wide your feet should be. Okay, so Tyler's feet are right there. Okay. All right, so on the takeoff, what you want to do, you want to take off like an airplane at a 45-degree angle. You're not trying to go straight up. You're trying to get as far as you can out. But in order to get as far as you can out, you got to take off a little bit of a diagonal. So we're trying to go out and up at the same time. Okay? The higher you can get at the same time, the better distance you'll cover. If you just go out, you're not going to get high enough to propel yourself to have the best jump possible. The other thing is you want a Superman. And what's Superman? When I say Superman, you're coming out at a 45-degree angle, and then your hips are fully extending and your arms are fully extending, that you look like Superman. Now, the landing is the most important part. A few years ago, when I was coming out of college and trying out for the NFL, I had several problems because I was hitting the landing and moving forward with one foot and then resetting. That was the first year they did not allow you to do that. They required you to stick the landing, and that's still what they require now. So now if you jump and if you land, if any part of your body, your hand or any part of your body hits behind you, that's where they count. So that significantly shortens your distance. They're going to count the farthest back piece of your body. Now, if you land and you take a step forward like I was, then that's a no-go as well. So again, if you lose a rep and you only get 2 repetitions, then that significantly hinders your chances of having your best broad jump ever. Now, on the landing, there's going to be a couple coaching points. To stick it, you want to sink into it low when you stick the landing, and then tighten your abs to keep your core tight to stand up so that you don't waffle on your feet. So I'm going to coach Tyler through this, have him do a couple jumps live, and then coach him through some things that he can do better. Good. Good. Okay. Tyler did a good job there. He had big arms on the Superman. He came out at a good 45-degree angle. He did exactly what we're coaching on the landing, where he sunk down into the landing and stood up and stuck the landing. That was really good. All right, Tyler, you can walk over here. All right, one coaching point with Tyler. One thing you can do, just like the vertical jump, if you're vertical jumping and you go from completely stopped to jumping, that's less momentum that you have moving forward. So the main thing I'm going to have Tyler focus on this one is to take 2 or 3 check swings to really get some momentum, and then the third or the fourth one, or the second one, whichever you're comfortable with, I'm going to have him jump on that one so that he gets a little more momentum moving forward prior to the actual jump. All right, good. Tyler did a really good job on that jump. Again, he got a couple check swings in. Those check swings help give your body some momentum. He had a good 45-degree angle. If you were to play that back at slow motion, you would see that. I saw big Superman arms propelling him forward. Then he sunk nicely into the landing, stuck the landing, tightened his core, stood back up. So that was a really good rep for Tyler. Again, broad jump is going to be one of those tests that when you're at any sort of combine and they're testing it, if you can set yourself apart with this exercise, with some of these coaching points, then you're going to put yourself in a much better place to get noticed by coaches, to get noticed by teams. So whether it's a travel squad, whether it's something that you're trying out for a college or even for a professional team, these few tips that we went over here are going to give you a great opportunity to get noticed and be looked at better, then separate yourself from the competition of the other guys that you're competing against that day.